We're live.
Cool. Hey,
Episode
it's good to be
16,
here.
Ray Candy.
Wow. I almost didn't make it here. You know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, my flight got delayed 3 times coming out of Jamaica. So.
Okay, before we jump into that story,
Okay.
let's just do a brief introduction.
Okay. All right.
So everybody, this is Joel Matheson.
Hello. In
And-
Jamaica, they call me Joel Matheson.
Joel Matheson.
Yeah.
He's been in Jamaica for 2 years. And
Yes.
on your right, would you introduce yourself for our fans
I'm
and for
Laura.
myself?
I'm a friend of Joel's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to learn
Do you
more
want me
about
to
that later.
Say anything else?
Do you have a last name? Do you have a Twitter handle you want
Laura
people
Ritchie.
to follow?
I don't use Twitter.
Instagram? You
I
don't
have
want
an
you don't want them on
Instagram.
Instagram?
I
Yeah.
don't. Probably not.
Okay.
Oh,
We
okay.
got like 21 subscribers on YouTube. So they'll come at you though.
Oh.
They'll come at you if they know
Follow
you're-
me, Jamaica Joel.
Jamaica Joel?
Yeah.
Okay, just got here from Jamaica, just landed like today.
Actually, I landed.
Wednesday.
So the whole story is I went to Salt Lake because my brother was in Salt Lake. So landed there, and then me and him drove back to Boise. Saved like $150. So
You said you saved $20.
yeah, well,
Because you spent 130
it's
on
for the
gas.
podcast. It's for the podcast, man.
He
I
was
saved
like, I
200,
saved $20
$300.
on the flight by flying into Salt Lake instead of Boise. I was
That's
like,
true. That's true.
mm.
But anyways, and then yesterday I surprised my parents on Thanksgiving. So
Oh, they didn't know.
no, they did not know. Yeah, so
That's
it was,
cool.
It was good. Yeah, and I think you surprised your parents too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Joel or that you
No.
were
No, I live in Bozeman, Montana. So,
Okay.
yeah, so I surprised my parents on Wednesday. They didn't know I was coming.
Okay. Been to Bozeman a couple times. I was
Yeah.
there recently. We stayed in like a Airbnb that was a church retreat out in the mountains.
Okay,
Like
nice.
we had to drive 20 minutes in on dirt roads to get into Bozeman. It was really beautiful.
Sounds like Montana.
It was really
Yep.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Okay,
I love
so-
it there.
Delayed flights.
Yeah, so I flew out American Airlines, and there was only 3 flights that was leaving that day. So I got there early for the 7:30 flight, and
AM, 7:30 AM.
7:30 a.m. And
on what day?
this was a Tuesday, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, 26th of November.
Okay, this is last Tuesday. All right.
Yeah, this is a couple days ago. But so what happens is like this flight gets mechanical issues, so it was canceled or pushed back. It was delayed a couple of hours, and then it got delayed again, and then they decided they were going to cancel it. So all of the people on that flight had to be rescheduled, and I was like moving slow that morning, so I was like in the very back of the line, and all these people got on the second and third flight out of Jamaica, and I got on standby. So I was like thinking,
This is just to get out of Jamaica.
this is to get out of Jamaica into Miami. So I was thinking there's no way that I'm going to get out. And I was like in very poor spirits. And, you know, I missed my connecting flight already to Dallas. And then, like, you know, sure enough, like as they were like loading up the last couple people, I like went up there and showed them my ticket. And they're like, oh, yes, Mr. Matheson, come on the board. So, like, you know, got to give thanks for that. But I made it to Miami. And then I went to Charlotte. And then I went to Utah, just regular,
New Utah, dude.
just regular Utah.
Regular old Utah.
Went to Salt Lake, and that's the story of how.
Okay,
I
so
almost
how
didn't make it.
much farther behind were you when you were supposed to arrive?
Well, I was supposed to arrive in Salt Lake 6 p.m. and I didn't get there till like 11:30 p.m. So
That's not terrible.
That's not
in the
bad.
that's
grand-
not
in the
bad.
grand
But
scheme of
yeah,
things.
yeah, on the grand
It was
scheme of
weather
things.
and all that stuff that was going on. I was supposed to.
Yeah,
go
I was
to
tripping.
I was supposed to go to Vancouver, Washington for Thanksgiving, and the roads between Ontario and Pendleton, so it's like 3 hour stretch
Yeah.
of
Oh,
the
yeah.
7 hour drive. There was just snow, and the
I've
van,
done that.
the
drive,
van's
like, 10
rear wheel
times.
drive. It's
It's
slick
awful.
and it just doesn't do good in snow. So,
Yeah.
it was to see my mom. I just saw her in October. Love you, mom. But
Love you too.
you remember Joel, right?
Yeah.
It just wasn't worth risking it, I guess, this time around. But
Cool, but I'm glad that I'm glad you didn't go because then now you're here, so we can.
well, I would have been here regardless.
Oh,
I probably
well,
would have been here at like
in
6
that
or
case,
something.
in that case, it's too bad.
Yeah, I would have left this morning and got here now.
All right, cool.
I feel like I need a cough drop, but I'm gonna just hope that Natter Day does it.
Yeah,
instead.
well, I've actually been throwing up all day. I don't know what it is. Like, my stomach is not used to American foods. You would think that coming back to America, I'd be all right, but no, man.
Did you go straight to Del Taco though?
Not Del Taco,
What's
but
a
Los
Los
Betos.
Betos?
Got the California burrito.
Because that's just not smart. You gotta ease into it.
Yeah, that's so true. But I thought after I had Dunkin' Donuts in the morning, I was like, maybe that's a good enough segue into a burrito.
What were you eating normally?
In Jamaica?
Yeah.
So Jamaica usually has like some kind of, they call it a staple, which is just like starch, where it's like your roast breadfruit or your boiled banana or your rice and peas or some kind of starch, right? And then they'll have
boiled banana.
Whoa, it's good, man. It's real good.
Okay.
You get like the green bananas when they're still kind of starchy, and you boil them, and it kind of comes like a soft potato, but it's a banana. But anyway, so you have your staple, they call it, and then they have usually a kind of meat with a lot of gravy, like a curry chicken or like a stew chicken or just like a kind of meat with your gravy, and then they'll add the two together, and every once in a while you'll get some vegetables. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so usually it's that, and then...
It's very different than Los Betos, right? Los
Very
Betos is
different.
not doing that.
No.
A lot of greasy beans and some oil.
But it was delicious, I don't regret a single decision I made.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. When did you pick him up from the airport?
No. Today's the first day that we saw each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were supposed to see each other yesterday, but he was throwing up.
I was throwing up,
So.
yeah. I was supposed to go downtown last night, but got sick.
Tonight's your chance.
That's why I'm starting with the Natty Light.
It's ding. It's Kelsey Breen's birthday tonight.
Is it?
Happy birthday, Kelsey.
Yeah, big up yourself.
Big up yourself.
Yeah, that's Jamaican for like good job or whatever, like.
Big up yourself. I get it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I don't speak patois, but I mean.
Yeah.
Close enough.
We can maybe a little bit further down. We can
Let's
get
go
into the
over
patois. Yeah, but that's cool. What's she doing? Anything?
So after the hockey game downtown, we'll loop you back in.
Sounds good.
Don't have an extra ticket for you.
No, that's okay. I have to have dinner with my parents.
Okay.
But
When you're done
later.
with that.
Maybe later,
We'll loop you back in.
Cool.
Maybe take the camera there.
Whoa, some
show
B-roll
downtown.
footage.
B-roll footage from downtown. I'm actually very tempted to do that. I may just go ahead and do that.
Yeah. All right. That'd be cool.
Sick. Tell us about Jamaica. What was the purpose? And then you met Drake. So we gotta start there.
Jamaica's nice, man. I'll be honest. I love it. I'm a big fan. So I'm actually in Jamaica for Peace Corps. It's a 2-year volunteer experience, service, if you will. And so I'm about 17, 18 months into my service. I've got just a short little 6 months left. So the Peace Corps.
That's going real fast.
Yeah, I know, man. It's going real fast. Too fast almost. I don't think I'm ready to leave Jamaica, but so the Peace Corps has 3 goals, and the first goal is to do to train individuals, in the sense that there's different sectors where some people do education, some people do health, some people do environment or agriculture, and that's the group I'm in, is that environment agriculture. And the second goal is to teach Jamaicans about Americans. It's just culture exchange. And then the third goal is to teach Americans about Jamaicans, right? And so 2/3 of my job is just learning the culture and teaching them about what Americans are like and showing them that not everything they see on TV or even the tourists that come to the island are what represent Americans. So that's a big part of my job. But going back to the training part, we're doing all sorts of different projects in my community. One of the big ones is an ecotourism development. We're trying to get this is a business for tourists to come into the community and do all sorts of hiking. And we got a couple heritage sites, these really old buildings that are just ruins now. And they're amazing. And so we have hiking trails that get you to and from. And we're just trying to work with the community to develop their capacity that can handle that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. So we're in a village that has things to see and visit and do, but doesn't have an infrastructure yet to turn it into a commercialized tourism.
Exactly. Yeah.
Getting there maybe one step at a time.
Yeah, and it's taken almost the whole 18 months just to get the land rights to build a rest stop for the tourists. We have grant money. We have
super slow.
It's development is a long process, and that's why they send you there for 2 years and not 2 weeks or 2 months. So
that's a good point.
Yeah.
When I visited Peru, I'm actually wearing the shirt from that trip, but one of the takeaways of that was this feeling that when we were in this small community, it's actually called Jesus.
Okay.
That was this enriching experience, and we all took this big fancy bus to get out there. But it's man, if people could come to just do what we did and have there was a festival and we did labor and we got to just mingle in the actual remote community. If you could just repeat that in the form of tourism, it would be really successful.
Yeah, totally, man.
But the barriers to doing that are huge.
There's the language barrier, right?
Well, even just organization and setting it up and getting a company to run stuff and transportation and just all the stuff that goes with it. Whereas tourism to, Cusco is just already
so easy.
Yeah, it's all the infrastructure's in place, and so it's really hard to start from ground zero in a small little community. But if you can get in there, you'll have a really cool experience.
Yeah, man, it's cool that you're saying that. There's this new, I guess, fad, if you will. It's called voluntourism, where people are not only taking vacation to go to like resorts and stuff, but kind of how your Peru trip is. You go down there for a little bit, and you do a couple projects. You meet the people, you interact with them, and you do some sort of volunteering while you're touring. So that's super cool, man.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I've seen a lot of like anti-voluntourism stuff online, usually from just kind of keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
But I would be happy to dig into that against somebody, but because I think that it does a lot of good. Mostly from the person who's visiting. It's not like there's a great impact in 10 days that you can have, but even awareness and just changing your mindset and your perspective and the likelihood of that person being more generous and more giving in future projects. And there's just a lot of like residual stuff from one little trip.
Yeah, man, totally.
Anyway, so let's kind of circle back. You're doing the hiking and trails as part of your project of creating a commercialized experience, is that right?
Yeah, so the first 4 months that you're in a community, you do like assessments and different kind of exercises to understand what the community needs are. So what we decided in my community was that they wanted to develop this ecotourism project.
Okay.
So most of my service has been towards bringing in opportunities, whether that's through the Jamaican government or other NGOs, the forestry department, all these groups that are involved in hiking in Jamaica and conservation and and getting them into the community and creating opportunities that otherwise the small rural community in Jamaica would not have. So that's one of the big ones, and also just working with them and trying to get the funding to do some projects. For instance, we did a couple projects where we would clean up these trails and do some bush work where we're taking off some of the like overgrown vegetation and we actually got a Facebook page up, Hayfield Hiking Tours.
Saw that.
So check it out.
Is Hayfield the name of the place or name
so
of the
Hayfield,
person?
Hayfield is the name of the community that I live in. It's up in the mountains, and I haven't seen any hay at all. So I'm kind of
or
curious.
fields.
Well, yeah, not really.
Mountains
fields.
and beaches.
Mountains.
No hay, no fields.
Yeah, but it's a rural farming community, and everybody there is so nice, and really they accepted me into their community, and I wish that I could do more to help them. Like they've been super kind to me and taught me the ways of rural Jamaica, really.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
That's been my favorite part for sure.
Okay. Besides that being your favorite part, you did meet Drake.
I did.
So the second favorite part.
Well, yeah, I did meet Drake, and that was kind of a crazy story. So a little backstory first is Hayfield is the hometown of a dancehall artist, Popcaan. And so his family's from up there. He's from up there, and he doesn't live there anymore, but like I know his grandparents, and so we've become good friends with them. And every year, Popcaan does this concert. It's called Unruly Fest. And so in December, it's Unruly Fest, and he's got his dance hall artists, and all these big people come in. And
so you're going to a music festival in Jamaica in December.
Yeah, so I went last year. I went last December, and I'm gonna go this year because it was so fun. But before the concert, I went and visited his grandparents, Popcaan's grandparents. Because my plan was I would go to the concert and then come back and like crash on their couch because they live kind of close to the concert. And so while I was there, me and my friend were, we got a queue of rum and we were just drinking some drinks with their grandparents. And it's Christmas time, so they always have fruitcake, right? It's a very Jamaican.
Okay.
And so we were eating some fruitcake, drinking some rum, and then all of a sudden, like, some people walk in through the front door, and I don't think much of it. And then I I like turn and like look at the door. I'm like, oh my god, that's Drake. And he comes up and he like shakes my hand. He's like, hey, Ray. Like he says something. He gets a
Does
piece
Ray,
of
does
fruit.
Ray just mean like yada yada yada?
Yeah,
Blah, blah,
yeah.
blah?
Actually, yeah,
Okay.
it does. So Ray is like Jamaican's version of yada yada yada.
Yeah, okay. Because
So,
you said that a couple times now. I'm like,
Yeah.
You said he didn't actually say Ray.
He didn't.
You're just telling me in the story.
yeah,
Okay.
he said something
Said,
very
"Hey,
Drake-like.
I'm
Says,
Drake.
He's like,
You're Joel.
yeah, something like that.
Ray.
So that's where I met him. Actually, was at somebody's house. So I got a picture, and in the picture you could tell it's like it's at somebody's house. I got the grill in the background, and I met Popcaan there too. And
So you have a picture with Drake.
I do.
Or
have a
you're
picture.
allowed to share that picture because I've never seen that
Absolutely.
picture.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll
you
pull it
didn't
up.
put it on Facebook or anything?
Of course, man. The first thing I did was I put it on the Instagram and then the Facebook.
I
and
never
then
saw
all
it on
that.
Facebook.
Of course, man. But it was funny because I got like his bodyguard or somebody to take a picture, and he took this picture, and when I got my phone back, the picture was all blurry. And I was like, oh shit. By
Yeah.
that time he's like already down the road, but luckily he took a couple and
Ooh,
so at least
that'd
one
be
of them
close.
at least one of them came through.
The bodyguard intentionally screws up photos so
Yeah.
that you can't just.
No,
share
but
them easily.
Drake was super down to earth, and I was like, hey,
How
Drake.
long, how long was he there at the house?
They literally got to the house, they went over, had a piece of fruitcake, they like used the bathroom, and then they were like, all right, peace, and then they left. So maybe for like 3 or 4 minutes,
Just to pay respect to Popcaan's
yeah, exactly.
grandparents?
Yeah, I think they just went home to use
Or-
the bathroom before. I really don't know, man. But then after
Isn't that
that,
weird? Celebrities, the way they
Yeah.
behave is so different than normal people. Like,
But
you
it was-
kind of have to stick around. You showed up at someone's
Yeah.
grandparents' house. You ate their fruitcake. You have to kind of sit and listen to a story or
Yeah.
something. You can't just leave.
yeah, I'm looking for the picture, but you know what? Oh, here it is. Yeah. So this is the picture he showed me first. And I'm like, shit.
This is Joel's picture with Drake.
Let me see. I've seen the good one. Oh, nice.
Yeah, but I think this way, right?
Yeah, I've seen
That's the
that
legit one.
one.
That's totally me. No Photoshop.
Nice. No, I have not seen that. For the viewers, Joel and Drake.
Yeah. So.
Focus. Oh, jeez.
I hope
Uh-oh.
they didn't get in my
Anyway.
private photos, but no, that's not even the end of the story. So I bought like a general admission, and I was just like, I thought I was just gonna hang out in the general admission section, right?
Yeah.
So Popcaan's grandfather, Webster, big up yourself, Webster.
Big up yourself, Webster.
Yeah, he carried me to the concert.
By the way, there's no way Webster's ever going to see this, but alright.
Maybe. I might.
Dude, if Webster watches this, that'd be dope. And especially if we get a mention from Drake. Get us there.
Yeah.
Get us with a mention
Champagne
from
Poppy. But
Webster's like, you know who needs to see this? Drake.
So anyways, his grandpa, me, him, my friend, and the grandparents, we went to the concert together, and I was like, all right, man, well, I'm gonna go in the concert, and he's like, nah, man, you're with me tonight. So he gets me a backstage pass, right, and he gets me to the backstage where I see all these big artists like Jacqueur, Dre Island, Popcaan himself, and the big man Drake. So I'm sitting in this
So
tent.
those are 4 big artists if you're into Jamaican music.
Yeah, and there's even
And if
more.
you're not into Jamaican music, that's one
Drake.
big artist.
Just Drake, but still, believe me, say it's
That's
a big
enough.
artist.
Believe me, say.
Yeah.
Believe me, say.
Yeah, man. So I'm like chilling in this tent, right? And there's just this table full of like Hennessy and like Grey Goose and all different kinds of drinks and like Red Bulls.
Grey Goose, huh? They
Yeah,
go
man.
crazy out there.
Big man things.
No natter days?
Unfortunately,
Did
no.
they didn't have Natter Day? Just like
no,
a fountain with like a flamingo just spewing Natter Day.
Hopefully this year, if
Request like a fondue fountain shaped like a flamingo, just Natter Day.
with
tripling
Natty
that.
Light.
And you tell
Natty
me
Day.
Drake's not gonna beat it. All right, moving.
I
Okay,
wish.
so you're drinking Grey
Yeah.
Goose, the big man things.
Yeah, big man things are going. So I'm over there trying to, and then I see, like, cause it's kind of like me and my friend are just kind of posting up on the side, just like watching these things,
Yeah.
cause they're like, there's these famous people. I don't want to like
Yeah.
interrupt them or nothing. And then
And the famous people have a different. We just saw in the previous story. They have a different set of house rules and
Yeah.
ethics and codes. So like what you thought was normal, like saying hi to the grandparents for a
Yep.
little while, not normal.
yeah,
So you go over there, you do the wrong thing, you pick the wrong cup up. Hey man, that's Drake's Grey Goose. Like, You touched his Grey Goose?
Yeah.
Show's canceled. Like that could be that. It could be that fragile.
Luckily, it never
don't
went
know.
to that. But
Okay.
so I saw Drake, and he was posted up. He's on his phone by the drinks and everything. I'm like, this is my chance. Maybe I'll go up and talk to him. I'll get a cool story or something. So I walk up to him, and mind you, like, he's by himself on his phone, like, no one else for, like, 20 yards, right?
Uh-huh.
So I go up there, and I'm
You
like...
got clearance.
Yeah, so I poured myself a drink, and I was like, hey, Drake, so you ever thinking about buying a house in Jamaica or something? And then out of nowhere, there's two of his entourage. Just, I don't know where they came from. One of them is, like, distracting me, being like, yeah, man, hey, he's going to get a house in Jamaica. And the other one's, like, scooting Drake off. And then, I don't know what happened, but in, like, a split second...
He disappeared.
He disappeared, and he's like, "Yeah, you can't. You don't have no time to."
We had this Joe Pesci looking dude
Yeah.
coming at him. We got freaking Home Alone.
Yeah,
Robbers over here. Harry's coming in hot.
I was trying to
We got-
just have a little conversation with him,
The
man.
bodyguards. Oh, we got a bogey on the 6. This is coming up.
I swear, man, they came out of
Hey,
nowhere.
Drake, you want my house?
Came out of nowhere.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
But yeah, man, they put on a good concert. So at the end of the day, it was a good.
I
good
love that.
experience.
I love that he was minding his own business on the couch, perfectly safe and in no harm whatsoever. But in the presence of Joel, they just removed him, took him to who knows where, just because Joel
Yeah.
was coming up with a question.
Yeah, so that's my Drake story, I guess.
That's my Drake story. I've seen you operate at a
Yeah.
party. I've seen you do some talking. You can be pretty smooth.
Yeah, I thought I was, but
I-
I'm just not A-list celebrity smooth, man.
I would have put my money on you.
Yeah.
At least getting a word from Drake. At least him looking up from his phone and going, "Oh yeah."
He said, I think he said something like that. Yeah.
You know, like he can give you at least that. Just look
Yeah.
up from his phone for a second. And go,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, yeah."
Yeah.
But he's texting Rihanna or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
Who's he with?
I
Is
don't
that-
know.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't follow. To be honest, I don't really follow him
keep
that
up.
much.
Okay.
There's some people that really deserve to meet him, and I'm not one of them. Like I know a couple of his songs. You
There's
know?
some people who really deserve to meet Drake.
I feel like I deserve. I went to his
Humbly,
concert.
not one of
Okay,
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can let's shift a little bit. We've done a lot of Joel, and
Yeah.
which is rightfully so, because this is the intention. But our surprise guest, Laura, would be awkward.
I'm not as exciting.
We would be remiss if we didn't get to know you a little bit. Who's the most famous person that you scared away?
I haven't met anyone
Or
famous.
just met? Who's the most famous person you've met? Because even if you haven't met somebody
don't know.
nearly as famous, he didn't act. Well, he did meet Drake.
I did. I shook his hand. I got a picture with
he did meet
him.
Drake. Not in the second story. In the first story,
In the
you met
first
Drake.
story, yeah.
The second story,
Same
they're
night,
like, it's the guy from Webster's house. Get out. Now we know why they love Webster's house so quick.
Yeah, yeah, maybe that's
Don't
probably
worry
it.
So you were there.
Yeah. Yeah,
sense
White Devil was
danger.
there.
Yes.
Like, what do they call him in Ace Ventura? What they call White Devil?
Oh, dude, it's been a minute
Dude.
since I've seen that movie.
I couldn't help but notice you said, "Oh, White Devil." White Devil say. Anyway, that was you.
Yeah, that was me.
Get out of here. We gotta get out of the house. Joel's here. Laura, most famous person. I was stalling so you could think of.
Oh
most
yeah.
famous person.
This isn't that as exciting, but when I was up at Galena Lodge,
Uh-huh.
a while
That's
ago.
a good place you could run into some people.
Yeah, my parents and I met John Kerry
Oh, nice.
after he lost the election, but you know it's fine.
Okay.
You just had to throw that in there.
Like, I mean, I don't mean any offense, but I got a little bit disappointed when I was like, "Who's it gonna be?" John Kerry.
Yeah, not that exciting.
I'm John Kerry, and I'm reporting for duty.
I grew
Is that
up
what
in
he sounds
Boise.
like?
No one
That's what he
famous
sounds
comes
like.
here.
The
And
way-
now I live in Montana and no one famous goes,
Goes
well,
there.
some rich people have houses there,
Saturday Night Live did a spoof on John Kerry because he would always say, "I'm John Kerry and I'm reporting for duty," and then they had Bill Clinton and he was like, "And I'm Bill Clinton and I'm reporting for booty." So that's how I know his line.
All right, there you go.
Yes.
All right.
but... See, I told you I'm not as exciting.
John Kerry.
Interviewing me is not going to be... It's
in
going to be
the-
a little more
In the
boring.
political vein, I've met
Yeah.
Karl Rove.
Okay.
I don't know if you know who that is. He was some sort of cabinet member or some important thing for the Clinton administration. I don't know who Karl Rove is, but he was there and I met
Yeah.
him. So.
Well, sometimes you don't know the person, but you can tell by the way other people are acting that
Yeah.
that person like is kind of famous. Like something's going on, man. Like I kind of want to go meet that person. Just
Unless
'cause-
it's Drake.
They've done.
And it's like, oh, that's Drake.
yeah, it's like
They've done some
you know.
cool spoof videos where they had a fake entourage and camera crews follow
Really?
around like a YouTuber, and he wasn't famous, and they just wanted to
Yeah.
make crowds assume exactly what you're saying.
It's a
And it
real
worked.
it's a real
They
thing, man.
got
Yeah.
into clubs. They got into frat parties that way. Just
That's
like,
awesome, man.
Yeah, who is it? We don't know. I think he was in the new Spider-Man.
We should do that tonight, man.
We could do that.
Yeah.
I have a suit. I can be security.
Yeah, all right.
And if we get Jake, I mean, then we really got security.
I might need an extra jacket though, cause like it's freezing, man.
He hasn't worn a
Seriously.
jacket in like 2 years.
Yeah, serious.
Laura,
Yes.
or do you want to hear who I met? Do you want to hear my famous person story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was an indoor pole vaulting clinic, and there's this guy who was the world record holder. It was at Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He was the indoor world record holder. His name was Joe Dial, and he was like doing a clinic for other colleges, and our college kind of just snuck on in there with like 2 guys.
Okay.
So
you were one of those two.
I was one of those 2, and we were in there trying to pull what we're embarrassing ourselves, and then we leave, and coach is like, "Do you know who that was talking to Joe?" I'm like, "No, I don't know who that was." So that's Garth Brooks. And
Okay.
apparently I had walked up and like shook his hand and went, "Hey, my name's Rich," and I had no idea who Garth Brooks was.
Okay.
I didn't care about any of his music.
I don't
and
think
then-
I could
I
pick him
wouldn't
out
be
in the
able
crowd.
to tell who that was either.
Ooh, interesting. We got 3 people in Idaho who
Yeah.
can't pick out Garth Brooks in a lineup.
Yeah.
But
Did
yeah,
he-
apparently I was in the room with Garth Brooks.
He did like
while
a-
pole vaulting. Garth Brooks has seen me pole vault.
Whoa,
That's cool.
that's more
the
than I can
summary
say.
there.
Wow.
As far as you and Garth go, yeah,
He did a big concert here the other day, didn't he? Like a month
I
or
don't
so.
he did. And one of the nights the power went out and they just
No
they
way.
just kept playing.
Oh my gosh.
And people loved it.
So big up yourself,
Okay.
Garth.
Big up yourself,
Yeah.
Garth. Thanks for watching pole vault that one day.
Yeah.
Because he and Joe were college roommates. Was why he was hanging out with Joe.
Oh, okay. That's cool, man.
I'm trying to think if I've met anybody famous that actually knows who I am. I don't think so.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my college roommates to make it famous.
And then
You hear that,
can-
Sean?
Sean Morehouse?
Yeah.
Oh, he'll be there. He needs to be here, really. He needs to be on this show.
Well, like I said, I was
Big
supposed
up
to-
yourself,
Yeah, big up
Sean.
yourself.
Get yourself up on the Big Up show. Maybe we can. Is there a Big Up podcast?
There is now.
There could be this could be the Big Up podcast.
Yeah, all right.
That's a good title.
Yeah,
Appropriation at its finest, but
yeah.
I mean, still could be a good working title.
But I just seem to be in the right place at the right time sometimes. I met quite a few amounts of famous persons. Like when I was younger, I met Arnold Schwarzenegger in Sun Valley.
Okay.
Sun Valley's the place.
the house
Yeah.
up there.
And that's when iPhones were kind of still new, and like I gave my phone to my friend's mom to take a picture, and
She couldn't handle
she
it.
couldn't handle
Yeah.
it. So the only picture I got was like on my friend's like flip phone.
Oh no.
So you can still tell through all the pixelation. It's
Yeah.
definitely Arnold
I mean-
Schwarzenegger, but not on my iPhone 3.
Yeah.
But he was there. And I met quite a few amounts of Jamaican musicians, like I mentioned, all the
I mean, it's a small island.
and
Right.
it's really small. It's about
So I always bring up Turbulence. Did you ever meet him or hear about Turbulence?
Turbulence?
Maybe he's not even a performing artist anymore.
who is that?
He's a reggae guy that I like. For sure, he's for sure Jamaican.
Okay.
Anyway, maybe he must not be a big deal.
No, I mean, well, here's the thing with Jamaican reggae is they
He was a
only
big deal in 2010. So that
he's
could be
reggae or he's dancehall or what?
It's definitely reggae.
Is he American reggae or Jamaican? Because what
he's
I'm
from
saying
Jamaica.
is
So my-
Jamaicans only listen to Jamaica
So my
reggae.
track coach at Bartles Oklahoma was from Jamaica, lived in Jamaica. So
Yeah.
he's the one who showed us Turbulence. And
Okay.
that was in like 2008.
I'm gonna have to Google this guy. I've never heard of.
Turbulence. Whoop, whoop.
Okay. So.
If you don't recognize it by that, you'll never get it now. Okay.
Anyways,
Let's go over to Laura. Questions. Good to know you.
Okay.
you're in the hot seat.
Ask me anything.
Whoa.
What?
You're in the hot seat.
Oh, I heard you're a Nazi.
I know. Me
What?
too. I was like,
I heard you're a Nazi.
No, that's a
and I
common
was
phrase we
like,
say in Jamaica.
I'm in
no,
the
no,
hot
no, no.
seat.
I said hot seat
That's
for
an
the audience
interesting
here.
place to start. Are you a Nazi?
You're in the hot seat.
You could pass as a
Alright.
Nazi.
I know.
You have blonde hair, blue eyes.
I know.
And then this day and age, that affords you a whole social currency-wise.
But anyways, what
Yeah. What? Ask me anything.
Did you go to summer camp when you were growing up?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a cool summer camp story?
I went to a lot of summer camps because my parents both work full-time. They're
Okay.
both in healthcare. So I got stuck in, like, various summer camps, and once one ended, I had to go to the next
Okay,
one
go
the
right
next
on to the
week.
next
Like,
one.
yeah, it's just childcare for the whole summer.
I love camp.
Yeah, I liked it. I went to, I don't know if you... Did you grow up in Boise? Okay. Well, there was a summer camp called Bronco Elite. Did you ever hear about that?
I didn't go to camps. I was a normal kid.
What'd you do?
Stayed home and
Played video games.
Were
No,
your
I don't
parents
smoke. I
home?
don't do that.
You don't do
Oh,
that, alright.
please.
No. But anyway, so you're was it pole vaulting camp?
No. A tad bit different.
Hang on. We're good. I think we're good.
This is gonna be embarrassing. I was in choir
Nice.
all growing up, so I
Nothing
did like
embarrassing about choir.
I did like singing camps and like musical theater camps and stuff like that.
There's nothing embarrassing.
I also did normal camp. Like Bronco Elite was just literally like a day camp, and you just
Cool.
like you went to the park
Hung out,
and
you
like
had-
did all these Boise things.
Yeah. You go to the zoo, you get
Yeah,
snacks.
you go to the
Yeah.
zoo, you get snacks. You go to the
hang
river,
out in
you
the
go to the
gym, maybe play some dodgeball.
Dang, I wish I went to camp.
you do activities.
Okay, but do you have a cool? What's your craziest camp story?
I don't really have a good camp story, unfortunately.
Where you got what? So you didn't get in big trouble. You weren't a troublemaker.
No, I'm an only child.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like you either are like super rebellious only child, or you're like perfect.
You're in line, and you're the.
And I was like the golden girl
Mm-hmm.
till I was like 17.
Okay, so we need to dig.
So-
We need to dig around 17, 18 for your
Yeah.
stories.
That's where it gets interesting. Yeah, childhood's nothing exciting.
So you're not going to. Have you ever been arrested?
No.
Okay, so you're not
I
like
have
you didn't
not.
go off the walls crazy or anything.
Nothing. No, nothing
You
bad.
should see your back tattoo. It's just a whole back is covered with the
Right.
dragon, right?
He's lying.
Yeah,
Just
he
kidding.
is. No, yeah,
Okay, so no fun stories from camp.
no. I'm sorry.
I wasn't prepared to interview you for the Nuggets. When was okay? This is I need to preface this because it'll sound too crazy if I just throw it out there.
Right.
But everybody's got a poop story.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just gonna throw you right on the hot seat. When was the last crazy like you pooped yourself story?
Probably a backpacking trip. I'm trying to think. I just feel like all my weird things happen on backpacking trips.
Because mine, I'll just easy.
Yeah, just tell
I'll
it.
I'll help you think of your story.
Okay.
Mine, real concise version. I had some incredible stomach illness where I would like cramp and then release. So I'd be feeling all this pain, and then as soon as the pain would stop, just chocolate milk out. And I was in like 6th or 7th grade.
Oh.
And
no.
At school?
well, I think it might have happened first at school or at home. I forget where the first thing that it was that had occurred. But then once I figured it out, I was staying home sick. Hey, Derek.
Derek!
We're doing a podcast show, man.
It's your boy Joel.
It's Joel and Laura.
I don't know who Laura is. I've heard the name Joel.
We're getting to know Laura.
Yeah.
By telling my poop story. So I stay home sick for a few days, and then I go back to school, and things are feeling better, and my parents take me to Walmart with them to go grocery shopping. And the weirder thing about this is that I have this weird, like, if I'm at a thrift store or a discount store, I have to take a dump. And it's a weird
Really? It's like a
psychological
trigger.
connection. Like, yeah, like
What?
pawn shops, thrift stores, TJ Maxx.
And now that it's in your mind, it just
So
happens every time.
I'm in the middle of Walmart looking at their watches in the jewelry section, and then
How old are you at this
I'm
time?
like 12 or
Okay.
11. And then sure enough, here comes the like knot that seizes. I'm like, oh, it's pain. Oh no. And I turn and make my move
It's
for
Joel!
That's what we said,
Joel,
man.
yeah.
It's actually Joel, though.
Yeah.
Joel, look at
You can come on into the shot. And
Yeah.
give him a hug.
I've never been filmed in the podcast before. I'm going to start now. Get over here, buddy.
What's up,
Look at
brother?
you.
So to finish the story with you then,
Yeah.
so the pain
Jamaica
hits,
forever?
and then sure enough,
just for the week.
pain releases, and I'm like, I'm hoofing it for the bathroom, but it's too late.
You didn't make it.
I'm wearing jeans, and I look down, and it's just like pooling and puddling through my pant legs.
On the floor?
Yeah, on the floor of
Oh,
Walmart,
no.
of Walmart, crowd of Walmart, and I'm stepping in, like leaving to footprints all the way to the bathroom.
I don't have anything nearly as
Yeah, man,
dramatic
I'm
as
gonna be back
that,
in the shop
but
in a
I
little-
did think of one. So I was in a sorority.
Okay, hang on though, because we're gonna hear her story. Derek, you sure you don't want to sit down in here for her story?
Dinner, but
Okay, well, come on and just walk through. It's fine.
not a chance.
We'll cut it out.
Just walk right through.
No,
Well, how about I edit it out? You can walk behind.
no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna wait.
Okay, we'll be done here shortly.
I'm not allowed in Rich's podcast. I know the price.
It's probably a good thing,
The
yeah.
price.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about the price. All right, so your story.
So yeah, so I was in a sorority in college,
Now we're
and
talking.
I lived in the house, sorority house, and no one knows how it started, but norovirus
Everyone got
hit
some sickness.
the sorority, and
Which sorority, by the way?
Alpha Chi Omega.
Big up yourself, Alpha Chi.
Big up yourself, Alpha Chi Omega.
That's
Yeah.
a real sorority?
Alpha Chi?
Alpha, Chi, Omega?
Yeah.
AKO. That sounds like the TKO.
Seek the heights.
Anyways.
Seek the heights. Derek, we're seeking
yeah,
the
my
heights. in here.
sorority girl days are past me, but
Super confused.
Hang on, Derek. We don't. If you're gonna explain this to you, you gotta be in the podcast.
Alpha Chi Omega is
I
a
think
real
we lost all of our
sorority.
viewers by now.
Here we go.
My life's not as exciting, so.
You're at the sorority. Everybody
So yeah,
got West
basically
Nile.
it's not that exciting. Just everyone got norovirus, and so all the bathrooms, everyone's just puking. Like every bathroom was full. Like half the sorority got them.
This is exactly how I imagine sororities were.
Yeah, I thought that was like a normal thing. But I feel like after that, you were probably closer to your sisters.
Oh yeah.
It's like a bonding experience.
Well, a lot more than that brought us close, but yes.
Okay. Do you think that was just like a...
Hang on,
Living
we
in-
didn't hear
living
the
in a
details.
sorority-
What
there's
happened
no
to
details.
you? What happened to you? You
Oh,
were just
nothing-
you were just on a toilet.
Yeah,
You
that
you
it's
made
not
it to
that,
the toilet.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
not
end
that
of the story.
exciting.
Nice.
It's not that exciting.
But the cool part of the story was that everybody was. Did
Everyone.
surely did someone not make it to the toilet? We're all toilets full, and
I don't
somebody's like,
remember.
"I gotta use the window."
I don't remember because it happened in the middle of the night, and I remember like it was like one girl ran out of the sleeping porch because we had a sleeping porch.
I was just gonna ask: is all of them like bunked up in one area, and then
Yeah,
all the rooms are like
so
study
there's like
rooms and
rooms.
stuff?
The rooms don't have beds.
Yeah.
It's just like
Your
four
desk and
corners
stuff,
with
yeah.
like a desk and closet and all your stuff, and then the sleeping porch is like one giant room with
Yeah.
bunk beds.
Yep.
Sounds really weird, but
No,
I have never slept better in my
That's
life
common.
than on the sleeping porch.
I
But-
didn't sleep in it. I never. Well,
It
I
breeds
actually did do that with a
sickness.
group of guys. We had a 4-bedroom house, and then 9 guys ended up being in it.
Oh god.
One was the track coach from Jamaica, and he refused to participate in any shenanigans. So he was just in his own room with his own thing, and everybody else was like paired up. But we all just decided to do like 4-way bunk beds in one room, and then everybody could have way more space.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it sounded weird to me at first too, and I didn't really want to live in the house, but after I did, I just loved it.
That's
Mhm.
cool.
It was like the best experience. Yeah.
Did you have a cool bunk mate?
I'm trying to remember who's below me. I don't remember.
You were always on the top though.
I was on the top bunk, yeah.
The bottom seems like it's kind of cool. 'Cause you
Which,
can like put a
see,
sheet up. And
I would-
you can,
I
like, a
liked
little
it.
Cave.
Hmm.
Because I was in the very back
Mm-hmm.
on the top, so like I could hide up there from people. Like I went through this period of time my junior year where I like did not want to go out. Well, partly because I was training for a marathon, but I just like did not want to go out. And of course, when you're in a sorority, everyone is going out all the time and like trying to convince you to go. Like, come with us, and so I would just like go to my top bunk and like no one could find me up there.
You'd hide up there?
Mhm.
Nice.
I'd go to bed at like 9:30.
Cool. Did you run your marathon?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you run it in?
I don't remember. It was like 4 hours, 15 minutes, something like that. I did it with
Yeah,
my
that's
mom.
pretty good.
What's
Yeah.
Oprah's time?
I don't know. Like
Look it
4
up.
hours?
Probably more than
I
that,
don't know.
man.
There's a whole thing about beating Oprah.
Is there?
You could easily... Like, I think you have to beat Oprah in order to make it to the Boston Marathon. I think
Right, that's the
definitely have to-
qualifying
I think
time.
that's the baseline.
That's the first baseline. You definitely have to beat Oprah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the Portland Marathon, and I ran it with my mom. I want to do another one.
She's
to
4:29:15.
So you beat her, yeah.
I
good
think I
job.
did,
Nice.
yeah.
Thank
Nice.
God, man.
I don't
That was
remember
so
the
bad.
exact time, but...
At 40 years old, though. That's the other piece.
Yeah, see, I did it with my mom, and she was 60.
And your mom also beat Oprah?
So I want to do another one. It's because my mom's a lot slower than me, so I want to do another one and see if I can do it faster.
Okay, yeah.
Someday.
So those are like there's different milestones to the average person. Boston, way up there.
Yeah.
Oprah, that was probably like that first hey, you're running a marathon, first line, finish.
Yeah.
Next, beat Oprah.
I just wanted to finish. It's like I need to make it out alive.
Because all of us little people have to have something, and Oprah's got billions and billions of dollars, and we're never gonna get there, but we could beat her.
But we could beat her in a marathon.
Beat her in a marathon.
Damn it!
And if you can, you might as well do it. I think we should try.
Yeah,
You
dude,
should.
for sure. I did.
You should run a marathon.
I have not tried
It was
to do
the
that yet.
coolest thing I've
I don't
ever
have
done.
that on. She's got me on money and marathons right now.
Yeah, I did the reggae marathon like last year. Every year in Jamaica Negril, they do a marathon there, and so I ran the 10K in really good time. So
Nice.
yeah.
Are you excited to play some frisbee again sometime?
To be honest, I'm scared, man. I think I lost it. I think I lost
Lost it all?
the sauce.
What about like frisbee in Jamaica? There's no frisbee anywhere.
I tried teaching my friends frisbee, but like they like the sports with their feet, right? They like football.
Yeah.
So I tried teaching them, and they think it's funny. Like
Really?
they throw it, but
Probably like when I
they wouldn't
played
pick it up.
frisbee.
Yeah.
Like,
I left frisbees behind in Uganda and in Nepal.
Okay,
and
cool,
I think
man.
kids
Nice.
like they get the novelty of it, but they don't get it. They're not going to consider it a sport, right? It's like the big colorful parachute. Like we like that as a novelty. It's a fun little thing to do.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to like do that as a sport, right? So
There's supposed to be a team in Kingston, so if
there has to
I'll
be
look
some
it up.
national team or beach team or something.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, man, so good.
How far away are you from Kingston?
I have to take 1, 2, 3 taxis to get there. It's about like 3 hours, maybe.
So it's long. It's a ways.
Yeah.
You're not just gonna go there for a Sunday pickup.
Oh no, and then there's no way I could make it back because
Yeah.
So my community is like up in the mountains, and the only way I can get up and down is like during the morning when the people go to market, they'll drive down the road, or then in the evening when everyone's coming back up, you can get a ride there. Otherwise, you have to charter a vehicle.
Yeah.
To drive up there. So it's pretty tough, man.
Big commitment.
Yeah, seriously. And it's only like $1,000 Jamaican dollars, which is about maybe $8 US, but on my budget, like that's quite a bit of money, you know?
Yeah, what economically, what's comparative prices of things, and then I guess in terms of what you're getting from Peace Corps, like is it how does that compare?
So
I always think of a soda.
Yeah.
Coke.
So a lot of things are actually pretty comparative. Like a soda is about 120, 120 Jamaican dollars, which is about 90 cents to $1. So that's pretty comparative. And then there's things like, to be honest, I don't know the price of a lot of vegetables and meats and stuff because my host mom, she shops for me. But for instance, I get around $500 US, the equivalent of $500 US a month. And about half of that goes to rent, and then the rest I have for transportation and foods and everything, phone cards and everything. So it's pretty comparative. But there's some things.
If you needed a T-shirt, what would a T-shirt cost you?
Probably from $1,000 to $3,000, so $10 to $30. I got jeans for $2,000. It's about $18.
So pretty similar across the board.
Yeah, it's pretty similar, but
there's not any particular thing that's crazy cheap there.
Ganja.
Okay.
Like I'm serious. You can get from what I'm told, I don't really do this stuff, but you can get like about a dub worth, like a couple grams.
From what I'm told, you can, and I don't know anything about it.
I'm serious.
Well, you can get a dub.
But you can, from what people tell me, you can get about like a normal size for like 50 Jamaican dollars.
Okay.
That's about 40 cents.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, so you just do the multiplication, you can get a bunch of amount, but
you can start to see how cartels would make their ways into America.
Because you get like
40
10
cents
times the
compared
amount.
to
it would probably be the equivalent of $20 US.
Yeah, give me. I guess if you can go to Oregon and you can spend like $7 on a 1 gram pre-rolled.
That would be like 40 cents in Jamaica.
It would cost like 40 cents. So 40 cents to $7. Let's just change it to 50 cents, and then we get 14 times multiple. You can start to see how there's some money to be made there.
Yeah, and so, but it's just so prevalent around, a lot of the men and especially the Rasta community. They're the ones that are always smoking up, and so you'll see them. They call it pinching their hand middle. because they're picking out the seeds and stuff, and then they roll it up, and most people they'll smoke spliffs, they call it. And then you'll see a couple of Rasta men. They'll have like a little coconut pipe. They call it chalice. So that's pretty prevalent. But the thing is, there's a lot of unemployment mostly young men are unemployed, and so you'll see them standing up on the street corner, just kind of chilling. And they pinching their hand, maybe. Yeah.
What kind of percentage of the community is into Rasta culture?
It's actually not that prevalent. So most of the Jamaicans are Catholic. Christianity is big. There's like probably 6 or 7 denominations within Jamaica.
Maybe just to define a little bit, so not necessarily as like, do you see people if they're Rasta at all? It's like all the way into Rastafarian religion.
Yeah, with the locks and
so
with the
so if you've got dreadlocks, you're all the way into the religion. It's not like you can just dabble in like I
would say it's kind of a spectrum because there's some kids that, or when I say kids I mean the younger generation or whatever, that are like sort of Rasta.
Mix and match. Take what you want.
Yeah, it's a spectrum, but I would say like so I live in a community of about 150, maybe 10 of them are Rasta, like hardcore, practicing Rastafari. And then I would say maybe 100 are devout Christian, and then the rest are kind of, just I don't know,
just undecided. Whatever.
Yeah. So.
Interesting.
Yeah, because gospel music is very, very popular in Jamaica. Every Sunday you'll hear gospel music blasting from speakers. What I love about Jamaica is like, so I live on a really thin road, and on this road, and 150 people, there's probably, I can count 3 people that have speakers this big.
Big old PA
one
outside.
One on the far end, one in the middle, one on the top, and so no matter what time of day, you'll be hearing music.
It's kind of a big second world thing.
Yeah.
In Nepal, they bring a big portable, like 110 watt speaker on a bus, and so and they just turn it on. And it's like the bus has radio. But the speakers in the radio are too small. They handle like what we want. So, and particularly there, it was like music would just be one chord. And for me as a musician, an American musician brought up on like 4/4 and like at least 3 or 4 chords. It was very weird just to hear like that doom and just one chord all the time, and it's like full blast from the speaker that's on the bus.
Yeah.
We're talking like 7-hour rides.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it's just like, oh my goodness, please turn this off.
It helps you to space out though. If you're gonna be on a 7-hour drive, you just want something where you can just zone out to. You know what I'm saying? So.
But yeah, the speakers.
That's cool.
I've definitely seen some.
So they have that all over Jamaica,
countries
man.
is popular.
They'll play music until 2 or 3 in the morning. You'll hear dogs barking, and when cars drive by, man, they blast the music. So it's never quiet in Jamaica. Like it's actually quiet here. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's what I've seen. Yeah.
All right, we'll see if we can change that after the hockey game.
All right, let's turn up.
All right, what would be your dream rotation after the hockey game? Boise bars.
Oh, Boise bars? Yeah. I gotta go to the Cactus and see what's going on there.
Okay, you're gonna start there. He's been a while.
Yeah,
he's been out of practice for a little while, so I wanted to see what his answer is gonna be.
Honestly, I do want to see what's up with that new China Blue building.
Interesting.
They got that one all done up or something.
What?
Okay. Over 2. Here we go.
China.
Just keep going.
China Blue?
Well, no, I want to check it out because they redid the whole thing.
They redid it. Caught on fire.
They redid
and
it?
it was like a flood and a fire.
Is it
and
still trashy?
The roof broke down. It's supposed to be high class.
Whoa. We can't trash China Blue on this show. There's too many affiliates that are too tight with China Blue and Dirty Little Roddies. We can't do it.
I just want to check it out.
Big up yourself, Corey.
So yeah, I want to go down there, check that out.
Big up yourself, China Blue. Big up yourself, Dirty Little Roddies.
So then maybe after that, I don't really know because Hannah's maybe something like that.
Okay.
Sounds good. But
We'll
they
talk
broke down.
about it. We'll talk about it.
Fatties is not a thing again, so.
Fatties is like kind of disappeared. Yeah. They were closed up. I tried to go there. I think it was just last night. We're like, this has been Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. Now we're on Saturday, right?
No man, they closed Fatties.
Saturday.
It's Saturday.
They closed Fatties.
Okay.
They're gonna turn it into 2 separate
we
bars.
walked by Fatties and they were just lights off, chairs up. There's still a sign out, but it's off.
No,
but
man,
you can get the fatties experience at Dirty Little Roddy's.
cool.
And
So that's all I ever wanted, you know.
The
well,
Patty's experience.
Not everybody wants that. Not everybody
yeah.
wants that. I got this large woman came over and grabbed me by the hip, pulled me in, and grabbed me by the head, pushed me down, and I had to figure out, am I enjoying this or what? And I was like, I guess this is okay. Like, if I was doing this, I'd be kicked out already easily. I'd be dragged out of this bar if I was doing this.
Yeah.
But, God bless double standards, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Cheers to that.
So cool. Is that how you met your future wife?
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know about what's gonna happen next.
Yeah, man. So we'll see. We'll see what the route is for tonight. That is if I can keep down the liquor, you know.
Stay away from the nachos at the hockey game, and you should be off to a good start.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I feel like beer maybe is the best.
Real quick, in the
route.
next 5 minutes, patois.
Yeah, man. You want me to say some patois? Okay.
Or
Alright.
you know, maybe, I don't know, you can just like break it
I
out
can
as a
explain
lesson if you want.
Yeah, let's do a
or
little
you can
lesson, a
speak
patois
or what.
101. So it's really hard to just like break into patois. Like if someone is like, yeah, say something in patois. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can't really do it. But so patois is the language of Jamaica. It's not the official language. English is the official language of Jamaica. It's what they teach in schools. It's what they use in the government. It's what they use, you know. But what is interesting is the rural communities especially are the ones that like are grown up with patois. Like they speak patois in the house. They do all that kind of stuff. So it's interesting when they go to school and they're taught in English. So there's actually a movement going around to make patois an official language. So,
Yeah, and I'd imagine it's kind of like, they call it a sibboleth in some cases, where it's like if you speak it and know it, you're sort of in the in crowd and the cool crowd, and like, yeah, we'll speak English, but only for the proper channels that are making us do it.
Yeah.
Is that the case at all? Like where it's like
in
when
a
you're
little
with your
bit.
buddies?
It's almost like speaking English is a sign of wealth and affluence, because
Ooh, okay.
the people that go to educate, that have higher education, that are more wealthy and can afford these kind of things,
Okay.
they're the ones that are speaking
They
English.
want to speak English.
They're the ones that speak English, and you're like, you can understand them. They just have a little accent, right?
Mhm.
But the ones in the rural communities or the poorer parts of town, they're the ones that noticeably speak more patois and more. Because patois is a spectrum, right? There's people that speak English, there's people that speak really, really dense patois, and there's everybody in between.
Mhm.
And then there's people who they call it code switching, where they speak English and then they switch it up and speak patois. So that's enough, a little bit of history, but patois is well, I guess I have to do a little more history.
Good.
So patois is a Creole language, right? And so it was created by the English when they colonized Jamaica. They brought in slaves from different parts of Africa, and they put different slaves that spoke different languages in the plantation, so that they had no common language to speak, so that they could not be able to have rebellions, right? And so they each spoke
Smart.
different languages, and the English spoke English. So in order to communicate with each other, they spoke this broken language called, modern day is called patois. And so what it stems from, a mostly English base, it has a lot of different flavors thrown in from, from different African dialects, or even some French and Spanish thrown in there. So it's really interesting. But just to get into a little bit of the grammar, for instance, in English we'll say, I am going to the store. In patois, you say, me a go at the store, right? Me, I am going, I go at the store, right?
Yeah. Me and go to the store.
Me, I go at the store.
Yeah, me and go to the store.
And so maybe to you guys, you're like, wow, man, this patois thing is good. But like, if my Jamaican friends were listening to this, they'd be like, well, man, this guy.
You barely understand them, or
Okay, no, like I just have an accent, basically, right?
Yeah.
So I don't sound like a Jamaican, but I understand the grammar, and like it's crazy. Like half of this language is just rhythm. You have to be able to understand the rhythm. Like you could say. Me, I go at the store, and like it wouldn't make no sense, because it's like you're not in the proper rhythm, right? You know,
Wow,
you know what I'm saying?
What's the right rhythm?
Yeah.
Me, I go at the store, right?
Me, I go to the store.
Store.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just things like
I
that.
actually
And
really like that comment that the language is ingrained with rhythm itself.
yeah, no, it
There's
is.
a lot of other languages are ingrained with religion, and you can't separate a lot of the mythos of like stories and like biblical messaging is in Latin languages all over the place. But I love the idea that like rhythm itself is deeply ingrained in a religion. A language.
Yeah, just that is cool. That is cool. Jamaica's more also. This is a very poor segue, but Jamaica's more of like a circular. The ideas are more circular, right? And what I mean by that is like, in America, it's more like when you're saying a story, you're telling a point. You have your intro, your body, and your conclusion, and then you can say that, and pretty much everyone will follow your storyline. Whereas in Jamaica, it's very circular. It took me a long time to be able to understand their stories because they'll be talking, and then all of a sudden they're over here talking, and then all of a sudden they're talking about one next thing, but it's still part of the story, and then they come around here, and then they finally circle back and say their points. And so that was a big thing that took me a while is that circular idea.
Yeah, I have to hear an example.
Oh, I don't know if I can give you an example.
You don't have to produce one. I'm just saying it's hard to understand what you mean until you hear somebody do it.
Yeah, so yeah, but the language itself is so much fun, man. Like being able to speak it. Most of the time, people just laugh and be like, "Yo, man, this white man, he try and speak Pee-wee language," and so it's a good integration thing because a lot of the people, they realize that I'm trying and I'm speaking the language I'm trying for sure, and so.
Can we bring up the stereotype words? So what's bombaclat?
Bombaclat. So bombaclat is like a curse word, and you can say rasclat, bombaclat. It's all right. Your mom's not gonna listen to this.
She's not gonna understand Patois.
So those are just like curse words, and so it stems from bloody tampon because if you think about it, a blood cloth.
Yeah, I thought that was like blood fire was like that.
No, people are very creative with their curse words, and so, but it stems from blood cloth, but Jamaicans pronounce it blood clot. So you can just mix and match and throw some words in there, like
really, really explore the space.
Yeah, seriously, they're very creative and
as long as there's blood in the cloth.
Yeah, and so it actually one of the worst insults is. Well, hey, you might not want to say that. But one of the worst insults is actually suck your mother.
Okay.
If you say that, that's how you know it's like a real argument, like somebody's really pissed off. Cause
you don't say that to your friends.
No.
Even the ones you josh around with.
No, man. You could say like, yo, bomba clat joker, man. What y'all deal with? Something like that. But like, suck your mother, your pussy hole. That's like next level, man. So.
Well, that's gonna make it into 1 minute intro. For
I
sure.
hope so, man. But yeah, so that's for sure. That's it. What else? What are some other like Jamaican stereotypes you have? Maybe I can debunk them or demyth them.
Well, those are the only words that I was really familiar with, like
clats?
blood fire and bombaclat.
Yeah,
you see that in like memes and stuff now.
Okay, yeah, cool, man. Jamaican Twitter's wild, dude.
Go on.
I don't have an example.
I don't have any example, but like, have you been there?
I just want you to know.
No, I haven't been there. Okay.
But what's interesting, going back to the language, is it's an oral language. So hold on, let me finish this thought real quick. It's an oral language. So when you're texting your one friend and you're texting your one next friend that's both Jamaican, they'll spell the words differently, right?
Oh,
and so when you read on
if you pronounce it that way, it
pronounces the same. Yeah, because it's an oral language, it's passed down through generations, and so there's a movement going on that's trying to. Kind of unite the language and with the spelling thing,
more.
So,
okay,
that's cool.
Yeah, man. So what are you saying?
What's the culture like in terms? So, like right now in America, is big conversation about equality and like what's the culture like, male, female in Jamaica? What's the culture like? Your name versus like American idea of starting from the bottom and working your way into something, or is it all about who you know? Like, what are some of those cultural nuances like?
Well, in Jamaica, they say it's not who you know, it's who knows you. So I think that's cool because it just kind of changes the words around. I'm sure there's like a in it, but
it doesn't mean anything different.
Yeah, but honestly, like it's a very I don't want to say caste, but there's like a social hierarchy, right? And there's a very, very big wealth gap. The people, the 1% that have the money, are driving around BMWs. They got their house up in the hill. They got pools. They got guest house. They got all these things going on. And then the people that don't have a lot, they're the ones that are taking public transportation. They have the zinc house. They're looking for the next meal. There's a constant struggle. So it's very interesting to see the discrepancy between them. your question was, can you make a name for yourself? Like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like start from nothing. Like, is
Absolutely.
there enough opportunity with, I guess, even like getting hired, or is it like, no, who's your father kind of thing?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of who knows you, right? So it's you can go to school and get education and still not be able to find a job. You know, similar to how sometimes that can happen in America, but
Sometimes, but way less than other countries.
Yeah.
Other countries, it can be really, really strict.
yeah. But what's interesting is Jamaica's a patriarchal society where the top, the officials in the country and most of the higher positions are men. It's
Yeah.
not so bad as a lot of other developing countries, but it's still prevalent. But what's interesting is a majority of the people that finish secondary education, like colleges, they're female. Like I don't know,
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact statistic, but it's got to be 2 to 1 or 3 to 1.
2 to 1 or 3 to 1.
It's something crazy like that.
Wow.
Most of the people.
We have a majority female.
Yeah, but
higher
it's
education. It's like
it's
50,
noticeable, man.
50 something to 40 something.
Yeah, it's noticeable, and even what you'll see is like there'll be like a mixture of men and female working, and then when you get to like higher positions in management, it'll be females, and then when you're at the very very top, it's a male. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is very
Probably goes back a little bit in ways, who owned it, who
Yeah.
inherited what.
yeah exactly. So
Okay. In terms of like how guys treat women in general, like in the
There's
dating scene and whatnot.
it's kind of a style, man. You got to know the style. There's a lot of catcalling, which like to an extent, a little bit of catcalling is normal in Jamaica. Like if you see a woman walking in,
Would you like a little bit of catcalling? None? Zero? You're a zero catcalling kind of girl?
you would not like Jamaica then. You walk down the street.
Well, it depends what they say.
Okay, they say some.
Give some
All
examples.
right, so
A lot
alright.
of it's
I would say
very
like on
intimidating.
an acceptable level in Jamaican culture is you see a man will see a woman walk down the street and they'll say, "Hey baby, you look good today. You look nice." Something along the lines of
Is that
that.
gonna work?
Right?
oh no.
And so that
Okay.
that is socially.
What do you expect the girl to be like? Oh my god, thank you. Like hi. No.
Waiting.
Well, that's that. All I'm saying is it's socially acceptable in Jamaica.
Yeah,
but
not here. Yeah.
there are some things that like, especially the other American volunteers I serve with, the women, they'll be in a taxi and they'll have like a Jamaican guy sitting next to them and they'll whisper some really really dirty and nasty stuff and like telling them what they think about them sexually and like it's graphically detailed and it is stuff like that that's just like it's not socially acceptable, but it happens frequently.
So
you know
that
what I
part,
mean?
it would be frowned upon if other people found out the guy had said that.
Yeah.
But the catcalling's more acceptable.
To an extent, like what I'm saying is they will compliment. It's
Okay.
very common to compliment people.
Whereas I feel like here
But the
it's
compliments,
definitely
the compliment,
not
the compliment
socially
is still a catcall.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a difference
Oh, it's
between a catcall
100%.
and a compliment.
It's a
Yeah.
cat call.
You
It's
know,
a cat call.
Hey.
Yeah, but there's a difference between
Hey, girl.
the tasty cat call and then like and a not one. And,
Right,
and you know and sometimes the women don't like it, but sometimes they do. And I guess it's not something that I do.
Yeah.
Because as an American, I don't think that's
How
not
do the
something.
ladies look at you, Joel, as the foreigner?
They love me, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey,
I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm like a 6 or a 7 on a good day in America, but in Jamaica, man, they see me and they're like, "Whoa, this man, I have money and white, and give me one white baby, take me to America," like things like that. And so it's kind of it.
But you gotta take in the whole picture when you're picking your mate, man.
Yeah.
We have these brains that let us take in the whole picture.
Yeah. And so the women will even catcall to me. Like I'll be
That's what I'm talking about.
walking down the street and they'll be like, "Hey, white man, give me one white baby, no?" And
You ever want a white baby, no?
so and honestly, half of the time they just want to have a conversation with you. So I'll kind of just stop and talk.
No,
for a
they
minute.
want to lock you into 18
Well,
years.
yeah, I think they do, but not.
Hey, white man, give me one white
Yeah.
baby, no?
Give me one white baby, no? Yeah. So
I was told by so I went to Peru and there was a guy who did his LDS mission there was telling me, hey, it's likely that you'll be catcalled in like the public square because you're tall and light skinned. It never happened at all.
okay, maybe
But-
not to your face.
Everything
you're speaking.
Yeah, I was like, well, if maybe spend a little more time or whatever in there. But how long did it take for you in Jamaica before you started getting hit on by Jamaican women?
Instantly, man. Like it's like
The airport.
It's
Boom,
yeah.
you're there.
well, to be honest, it's part of their culture. Like just
Yeah.
what we would consider like flirting and hitting on somebody is just
Yeah.
kind of like the way that they banter, they talk to each
Yeah.
other, and so
Not
yeah.
uncommon to call somebody cute and talk about their eyes and stuff.
Yeah,
when
which,
you're just
here's
greeting.
a compliment in Jamaica is, yo, girl, you look thick today. You
Yeah.
look good. Yeah,
Laura, would you accept that compliment?
you look thick. You last time I
Wow.
see you.
Laura, looking good today. Extra thick. Like
Extra
from your,
thick.
From like your manager or
Yeah.
something.
Well, maybe I
Where do you
feel
work?
I work at the hospital.
Okay, so
Yeah.
a doctor comes
A doctor.
in and is like, howdy Laura, looking thick today.
yeah, that would be sexual harassment.
Yeah, that would be inappropriate workplace
See,
behavior.
now that says more about us than it says about them. And we
Yeah.
consider healthy banter to be sexual harassment.
Well, I would say it's different in the workplace. You know, maybe if you're just on the street, you don't know the person.
Yeah.
Nope, not
Especially in
different.
a hospital.
Nope,
That's true.
healthy banter. Put it everywhere.
Yeah, but it's cool, man. It's cool. It's fun. I love Jamaica, man.
I
Not
would
just
like to see the moderator of a political debate start off the debate that way.
what?
Talking to a female candidate
Yeah,
for president of the United
yeah.
States, and he's like, and looking extra thick today, by the way. This one.
You're looking extra thick. So, what's your idea on foreign policy?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But it's cool, man. I love Jamaica bad. You know, I'm applying to stay an extra year, so
Okay.
we'll see. Well, I hear back in January if I'm extending for a year or not. So
Okay. What would you do if you don't stay in Jamaica?
If I don't?
Yeah. If
But
you,
I keep asking him.
yeah. So to be honest,
you have a dog in this fight, Laura?
I'm just
Maybe?
nosy.
Okay, just nosy. That's
Just
all.
nosy.
Just wants to know is all. Okay.
I would. I'm gonna go back to grad school. I'm looking at a program in the University of Oregon's International Studies program.
Okay.
So with the Peace Corps, one of the benefits is you get like scholarship. You can apply for certain scholarships.
Yeah.
So
You gotta take advantage of the full benefits.
Yeah,
They're gonna
seriously.
give you
Yeah.
something.
Full ride, right?
that me I go do.
What now?
That me I go do.
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 Yeah. So I'm
That
gonna
me I go.
I'm gonna go do that.
Only patois I ever learned was like, "Hey wagwan."
Yeah. Yes. You know the tourists like, hey man, everything Irie.
I mean, I only know that from Meet Joe Black.
Okay. So you ever been to Jamaica?
No, I just had the Jamaican coach that lived in the
Okay.
in the house.
His name was Joe Black.
No,
Oh.
Joe Black is the movie with Brad Pitt where he's
Oh
deaf.
man, that movie's so bad, dude. His accent, like, oh my god, I was so embarrassed when I heard him say like, "Hey man, everything
Everything's gonna
Irie."
be Irie.
I was like, no.
well, that's
please.
like exactly what you
Jeez.
just said. There's no way I could get away with saying it. So
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is like all these American movies with a Jamaican person in it, they're
Yeah.
all American actors.
They're all American actors,
and
right.
their accents are so bad. Like even Cool Runnings.
So Sean Kingston.
Yeah.
Is that Sean Kingston, right? The rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did a whole like thing where he sat down and the people kept giving him videos to watch, and they're like, "What do you think about that?" And
Oh no, it was Shaggy, man. It was
Shaggy.
Shaggy. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
There you go. And it was they brought up Brad Pitt and they brought up Cool Runnings. And I think like the bottom line was, hey, if we did a real authentic Jamaican accent, nobody'd understand the movie. So you have to make it somewhat cheap, and at least in
Yeah,
America.
but that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying is there's a
true.
scale. Like you can have a Jamaican accent speaking English, but
Mm.
then if they spoke patois, you're not gonna.
But you
understand.
have to get a Jamaican, right? You like no actor is going to be good
Yeah.
enough to
Yeah, for sure.
really
Yeah,
do
cause
it.
I've been living in Jamaica for almost 2 years, and when you hear what me I say, like you think say me nah speak English, but me there, I don't know. I honestly I forgot where I was going with that
Yeah.
sentence, but
The point was
even
that
I can't even 2 years in Jamaica, like my accent sucks, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. There's no way they'd be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
Or if they could, they'd be earning their paychecks as actors,
Yeah.
I guess.
But there's plenty of Jamaican actors that you can use, you know. So
like
I
take a
don't know.
really high paid actor like Robert Downey Jr. Let's make him do a Jamaican accent.
Yeah,
What are you making all that money for? You're an actor. Let's see your skills.
yeah, that'd be
See
cool.
it in Jamaica.
You hear that, Robert Downey Jr.?
Robert Downey Jr., you're challenged.
Jamaican
Hereby
Iron Man.
challenged. Nominate 3 others to do Jamaican accents. Okay, it's an hour and 10 minutes. I say we wrap it up, man.
Cool. Do you want to finish with the Tinder story?
Oh yeah, I wasn't even gonna ask. Tinder story.
That is a good
These two.
story.
These two Tinder
Alright, You
story.
want to start it?
Maybe we'll do a whole nother hour. Maybe we'll do the first 2
No,
hour
it'll take
episode.
like a 5 minutes.
Yeah, it
maybe
won't
I'll
take that
maybe
long.
I'll get launched into stories. We don't know.
Okay,
I
so
don't-
here we are, circa
I want the good story.
2017.
2017,
The good story. Don't
December,
cut stuff
right?
out.
Yeah,
Right?
and I was on
Exactly
Tinder.
2 years ago, actually.
Yeah, that's true, man. It
It was
was.
like this time 2 years ago.
So I was on Tinder. I was like doing my Tinder thing, you know. I put up some good profile pics.
Your pictures were not good.
You swipe still. You got me.
I probably agree with that. His pictures probably needed help.
Yeah.
So,
they were
anyways,
not
I didn't
good.
know when this became like a hot seat, like or a
Okay,
a
sorry.
roast.
A roast?
It
Yeah.
is.
No.
Roast.
That's not my roast material, dude. You can't handle my roast material.
So, anyways, I matched with her, right? And like, you're what do you call it?
So, okay, so I was not willingly on Tinder. My friends made me do
I
it.
was.
And so they created my entire profile. And so my friend put my bio as now accepting applications for a winter cuffing
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah. Honest.
Yeah.
Fair.
And
Okay.
I was like, all right, sure,
So
whatever.
I messaged her. I was
So
like,
he sees that.
where do I turn
Where's
in
the
applications,
application?
or do I like
really good at forms?
email it or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought he was joking. So
Because you
I was
hadn't
like,
read your own bio.
Well, no, I gave you like two options. I was like, can I like turn it in person or email it? And I thought
Yeah.
you could be
Oh,
like,
yeah, I
turn it in. Let's get some dinner or something. But
Yeah.
she made me email an
I was like,
application.
here's my
Okay.
email. Applications are due, like, blah, blah, blah.
I like these kind of games, and I've played many. Go
And
ahead.
yeah, because I think you said, like, oh, like, do I turn in the application in person? And I was like, no, email, due this day.
Yeah.
So I was like, he's not going to do it. He's just joking
got
around.
nothing better to do.
Yeah.
We're doing
So
it,
I,
baby.
I
then-
downloaded like this template of a resume, and I was
Yeah.
like filling all the cute things like I like long walks on the beach. I'll go snowboarding or stuff
Yeah.
stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
like so I turned
Yeah,
it
it was
in.
like hobbies, taking you on dates.
Yeah.
At the end, he goes, I have a dope beard.
I did at that time. It was pretty.
Yeah, I remember the big beard.
pretty-
It was
Thick.
like this
Yeah.
big, yeah.
So and then
Looking extra thick today,
yeah.
Joel.
Your beard's looking extra thick. And then I guess I turned it in, and after the initial round of applications, I made it to the next round. We had an interview.
How many other applicants did you receive?
Just one.
Okay.
And then we got
No one
drinks.
else downloaded an
Yeah.
application.
Doesn't that
Sent it to
doesn't
me.
that like warm your heart a little bit to
It
know that
does.
somebody went through all these hoops and they're like,
It
he's
does.
actually that.
Well, then I was
interesting."
like, if he did all of this, I
He
guess
did
I
all the
have to
work.
meet him.
You know, like this is if you just go back in time a little bit, it's like he harvested the whole corn from the field
Yeah.
and he took it to market and sold it, and then he brought the money to my father.
Exactly.
I might as well give him my hand in marriage.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, so I think he messaged me again, like, oh, I sent in my application or something. And so I checked my email, and I was actually on a trip with my friends at the time, and I was like,
Oh, it's
Opening
the classic where you show your friends.
on my,
Oh.
on
They
my
all-
phone,
they
and I
all
was like,
laugh and they're like,
he
you have to
actually
date
sent me an application, and they were like, whatever.
him. You have to date him. You
Yeah.
have to go out
Cool,
with him.
yeah, get
He
back
looks
on
cute.
that.
Show us his Facebook.
Yeah, so then it was, I don't
Yeah.
remember what
Then we met
happened
up. We got
next.
drinks. And
First
We went to
Yeah.
Mai Tai.
Yeah.
It's a good pick.
And then our
Okay.
second
I
our
don't know
second
what
date,
that
we
is.
built a blanket
We built
for
a
it. That was
blanket
tight,
fort.
dude. Yeah.
That was fun.
Where was that?
It was at the
Was that his house?
J-Dub's house.
J Dub's house.
You know, I had the
where
basement
Johnny
shop.
was at. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was across the hall from Johnny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big up J-Dub. Big up Johnny.
big up J-Dub,
Amanda.
big up Johnny.
Big up Tundra, the dog. What you don't
Oh,
know?
that dog.
Yeah.
Big up Amanda.
I love that
She was in
dog.
there. She was your neighbor.
Yeah,
Or your-
Yeah, I
we
remember
did
her.
say that. And Joe-Dub, yeah, everybody, you know, the family, the
I met
family.
all of
Oh,
them.
you met all of them, and then you made a blanket fort with Joel.
Yeah,
That's exciting.
yeah.
Okay.
So then
Been in the house.
that's kind of it.
Yeah,
I guess.
that's the story.
There were only 2 dates. And
Oh,
then-
no.
I think there was a
but-
couple. Yeah,
There was some other-
because I moved to Jamaica and she moved to Montana, so like
Yeah,
it kinda,
so that was like early December, and then when you went to Jamaica in what, March?
yeah,
So it was like, what, 3 months?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So now we're here.
Blanket fort was when?
Second date, so what,
No, no, December.
Early December 2017.
2017. December 2017. I know what I was doing in December 2017. Now I'm getting an understanding what you were doing. So then you left for Jamaica when?
March 2018.
March 2018.
So like it's 3
December,
months.
January, February. There's 3 months in there.
And then the first part of
How many times were you guys like seeing each other once a week during those 3 months?
maybe in the night.
Okay, but like once a week.
I don't know.
No, it's
Steady at
like
all?
2
Couple
to
times,
3
yeah.
times a week.
Oh, so it's very
Probably.
steady.
I would say it's pretty steady. Yeah.
It's very steady.
Yeah. Mainly in the night stuff.
Well,
I'm a little bit surprised that I didn't make an introduction during that time period. I was in the picture.
Yeah, you were, dude. We
I
went to
did
like
meet a bunch
Steelheads
of your
game and
friends, but I
stuff.
don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I don't know.
We went to hockey games.
Yeah,
we
'cause
went
we-
out. We
yeah,
went to
yeah.
like football games even.
Hmm.
Huh. Interesting.
I just didn't want her to meet my other girls.
Yeah.
Right.
Didn't want her
That's
to
probably
meet.
what it is.
Give it away.
Didn't want her to meet the other dudes who could easily just
Swoop.
steal.
Swoop.
You know, you gotta
Swoop.
guard until it's nice and secure.
Yeah, so I don't know why I
And
didn't
then you
introduce you
can-
then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get you. I feel you.
Yeah, so that's
Cool.
that.
So that's
yeah.
the Tinder story.
That's it's a good. It's
That's
kind of
not
good
too.
story.
That's not like particularly crazy.
No.
other than
No,
the
no.
fact
It's just
that-
a
What's-
good.
what's
It's
cute?
better.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just better than like we matched and
Yeah.
then went on it.
We matched, and I was like, sit on my face, and she's like, sure, and then.
Yeah, along those lines, I guess weirdest, like the most compatible story I've got is making a PowerPoint presentation.
Like from a Tinder
Sending
date?
it to her
Yeah,
before you met.
yeah.
Wow.
Like why you should
About
date me?
yourself.
I've done one as a like these are the date options and like pick which date and
Wow.
then I had to do a whole one where it was like this is why you should actually date me.
Did you present it to them or just email
No,
it?
I had to send it in like PDF email. And it was the same thing where she's like, all right, on my desk by 5 p.m. Wednesday night. And it's like, you know, she's thinking that's like a nail in the
Like,
coffin. Meanwhile,
yeah.
I'm like,
I feel like that was
Yeah,
probably
like,
empty.
I
It's
can
like,
do
little
this.
does she know.
I got nothing to do at work. I can do this in my sleep. Like,
It was a good application too. It was very in depth.
Do you ever use GroupMe? Have you
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah.
So we have a team GroupMe and one for an ultimate team. And
But you're on Loxa now, man.
yeah, we were talking about our layout team.
Okay.
And then we were talking about name ideas, and then somebody wrote like, "This is what the logo could be if you went with this name." And the very next post is me posting that logo, like that he just described, designed in PowerPoint, and then everybody's like, "How did you do that so fast?" I'm like, "This is what I do." Like, don't test me in PowerPoint. I will just zip zap that stuff together.
It's good to know, man. Yeah.
So that like if you'd sent that first of all the like why you should date me is very customizable or very customized to that individual. So you couldn't
Right.
just fire that off. However, if you did have a generic one, you just fired it off to all the ladies, every single one.
Yeah. Because
Yes,
I know
yes.
one thing
yes,
the ladies
yes,
like
yes.
is PowerPoints.
PowerPoint.
PowerPoints.
If you got a
Resumes.
PowerPoint presentation, tell me you wouldn't think about that dude for a little bit. You're like, well, he's
Yeah,
a-
that's true. Like the application,
deserves
I was
a date,
like,
yeah.
all right, I guess I have to go on a date with him.
Ladies love paperwork. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. They
Ooh,
like, love-
look how neat and organized and the grammar is correct. Yeah.
He's got like it looks like a resume, like that makes him employable and like he's gonna have a good future.
Yeah, little does she know I was working on getting
Super
a job.
unemployed.
So yeah, I'm a resume expert, but nobody will hire me. Actually, no, that was when I was working at Hayden
No,
Beverages.
you got a you
Big up
got a
Hayden.
job.
Big up Hayden
You
Beverages.
got me a lot of free wine.
That's why I remember I put on the resume I have like access to
Yeah,
hella
you
free
put
wine.
like, oh yeah, I
that's
work
a
for
guy,
Hayden
yo.
Beverages, so I can
Yeah.
get you free beer and wine.
Beer and wine. Yikes. I've
Now I
never
know
well,
why.
I mean I can't say I can get people free beer and wine, but like I'd be happy to buy it later.
Yeah, you have a job,
That's
you can
fine.
just buy it.
Yeah, I don't have a hookup to buy like
Yeah, he
free
gave
stuff.
me all like the
But I have
cheap
money,
leftover
so-
wine.
I can just go to the store and
Yeah.
here's your free wine. There you
Yeah,
go.
we got discounts on damaged goods.
Yeah, so I got the damaged wine. It was
But the
free,
nice
though.
damaged one, yeah.
Free's free, man.
Yeah.
Damage is
I
not
appreciate.
really-
I appreciate
Was
the
it damage
thought.
on the inside? Was there a
No.
bug in the inside? Then it's
No,
not
still
damage.
It's just like it's like the label was
The
scratched.
cans,
around.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
cans
It's good stuff.
damage. That means nothing.
Yeah.
Although marketing does mean everything. I gotta be honest. So like, even right now as I'm sipping on this delicious natural light natter day,
Yeah, I finished mine. I could go for another one.
they're right here. It is all about marketing. Like the cans, the flamingos, the Instagram
Yeah.
page, all of that. I'm on board for all of it. And it's not, if this same juice were just in another can in the store, I would never
Yeah,
try
that's
it, wouldn't
true.
buy into it. So there's something to be said about that bottle being just right and that that label being just right.
Yeah, it tastes good, man. It really does. It's like I've been in Jamaica for 2 years drinking Red Stripe, and honestly, I wish they had this in Jamaica.
Natural light. I wish you had it in Jamaica. All right, let's wrap up the show. That's an hour and 20, man. Good to have you. Good to have you back.
Thanks for being
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being a guest